This is the story of Nigeria. Once upon a time in the continent of Africa, there was a country called Nigeria. People lived happy lives and followed native Nigerian culture. Nigeria had a lot of natural resources. It was known for its oil, limestone, and iron.
In another far-off land known as England, people were doing similar but different things. Industrialization was advancing in England. The British thought of better, sufficient farming methods. England was one of the most powerful countries in Europe.
One day, the British sailed to Nigeria. On January 1st, 1901, Nigeria became a British protectorate, part of the British Empire, the foremost world power at the time. The British were aiming to imperialize Nigeria.
When the British came to imperialize Nigeria, they converted a lot of people to Christianity. The British had a couple cultural effects on the Nigerian people as well. For instance, they taught them how to sew European clothing. The British taught them how to read and write in English as well.
From the Industrial Revolution, the British had developed technology that they then used to make inventions such as the steam engine and efficient boats. But the British at times were very cruel to the Nigerian people in their own homeland.
This is because the British had a lot of pride in their own country.
The British used a protectorate form of imperialism on Nigeria. The British were telling the Nigerians how to run their country.
In 1912, Frederick Lugard is appointed governor of both northern and southern Nigeria and is given the task of merging them. He does so by 1914, when the entire region becomes the colony and protectorate of Nigeria.
The Nigerians were struggling from British rule and wanted to have independence.
They had no control over their country. The Nigerians were getting tired of the British rule and started to gain nationalism and wanting independence.
But there was a problem. It was hard for the Nigerians to come together because they were divided amongst their regions and found problems with each other. The rival claims of Nigeria's various regions become most evident after World War II, when Britain is attempting to find a structure to meet African demands for political power. By 1951, the country has been divided into northern, eastern, and western regions, each with its own House of Assembly.
In addition, there is a separate House of Chiefs for the Northern Province to reflect the strong tradition there of tribal authority, and there is an overall legislative council for the whole of Nigeria.
But even this is not enough to reflect the complexity of the situation. In 1954, a new constitution, the third in 8 years, establishes the Federation of Nigeria and adds the Federal Territory of Lagos.
During the later 1950s, an African political structure is gradually achieved. From 1957, there is a federal prime minister. In the same year, the western and eastern regions are granted internal self-government, to be followed by the northern region in 1959.
As with most of the rest of the British Empire, by Act of Parliament, once something had been worked out, the UK Parliament passed the Nigeria Independence Act in 1960, which declared Nigeria to be independent. Full independence follows rapidly in October 1960. The tensions between the country's communities now become Nigeria's own concern.
Eventually, after October 1st, 1960, Nigeria's regions settled their differences and became one independent nation.
Today, the calculated distance from Nigeria to England is 2,944 miles.
I don't hammer, no be small. Now it's time to chop money. Somebody say na bania, na takwa nefe omo wanya. See them.